Hello and welcome to Music Made Simple. Lesson 23, Applications of Accidentals. In Lesson 22, we learned about accidentals and how they help us to name the black keys on the keyboard relative to the white keys, and how they help to raise the pitches of sound or lower them or restore them. There are some special applications of accidentals, some special controls, and how they affect notes on the staff. Those are the things we want to discuss today. Kindly revise the lesson on accidentals in order to get a grip on the subject of today. There are some important points about accidentals that need to be understood. The first one is enharmonic names for keyboard notes. Because of the presence of accidentals, it is possible for one key on the keyboard to bear two names. For example, if C is raised by a semitone, it becomes C sharp. Also, if D is lowered by a semitone, it becomes D flat. On the keyboard, C sharp is the black note immediately to the left of D. Thus, C sharp is exactly the same as D flat. When accidentals are applied so that two or more basic notes represent the same pitch, the notes are said to be enharmonic. Enharmonic notes have different names but the same pitch. In reality, some keys can bear more than two names, as shown. The black key to the right of F is normally F sharp or G flat, but it can also be called E double sharp, as we learned earlier. Effect of bars on accidentals. When an accidental is applied on a note within a bar, all notes in the bar with the same letter names are simultaneously altered. This happens even if the accidental is not positioned on those other notes. In the example shown, the second F in the first bar continues to be F sharp even though there is no accidental on it. In the second bar, the F note automatically becomes F because the new bar cancels the effect of the accidental. Accidental usually affect notes on the particular line of space on which they are written, not the notes in other octaves. In the example shown, even though the last two notes have the same names as the first two and they are in the same bar, being in a different octave cancels the effect of the accidental. To cancel the effect of accidentals within the same bar, a natural sign must be used. In the example, within the first bar, the natural sign is written before the second A to make it sound the basic note. Otherwise, it will remain A flat like the previous note because it is in the same bar with the A flat. Another important fact about accidental is the effect of accidental over a bar line when there is a tie. Recall that in lesson 14, we learned about the tie, which is a curved line that connects two notes of the same pitch. When a note which has been affected by an accidental is tied across a bar line, the accidental remains in effect for the duration of the tied note. However, it does not affect any other note in the second bar unless the note is included in the tie. The B flat in the first bar makes the B in the second bar to be B flat because there's a tie between them. But the other B in the second bar is just B. It's not affected by the accidental. We can therefore state here that accidentals remain effective only in the measure in which they occur, or when an altered note is tied across a bar line. Precautionary accidentals. The natural sign or another accidental may sometimes be used to clarify any note whose identity is in doubt because of a previous accidental. Composers often do this to clarify the status of some notes. In the example shown, note the precautionary accidentals on D and C in the second measure, even though the accidentals of the first measure does not affect the second measure. The second bar natural accidentals are just to remind performers that the first bar accidentals do not affect it. They are just precautionary. In case it does not enter the consciousness of the performer that the second bar is not affected by the first, the composer puts the precautionary accidental deliberately to remind the performer. In this lesson, we have learned about the applications of accidentals, how they affect notes in the bar that have similar names, how they do not affect the names of notes in another bar, except there is a tie that ties the note in the first bar with the note in the second bar. Next lesson, we are going to move on to scales. That's it for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking the red button below the video in case you have not done so that you can continue to get updates of new videos as they come out. And also, if you have enjoyed this lesson, please click like.